Hello, everyone. I'm Andy.
And I'm Sean.
And this is Brews News.
This is our Commanders 17 preview. Welcome back. We could not be more excited to bring you our C17 preview card.
Territorial Hellkite. 2 red, creature, dragon. 6/5, flying, haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random that Territorial Hellkite didn't attack during your last combat. Territorial Hellkite attacks that player this combat if able. If you can't choose an opponent this way, tap Territorial Hellkite. That's right. So we had our very own Andy Hull go out into the field and interview the subject of the card, Territorial Hellkite. Hi, yes, thank you, Andy. Andy Hull here in the field with Territorial Hellkite. Territorial Hellkite, welcome to Magic the Gathering.
It's great to be here. I'm brand new. I've never been here before. I'm very excited to bring me and my power here.
Great, yes. Of course, a good number on your power as well as toughness, especially for that mana cost. Talk to us a little about what it is that you do.
Sure.
Territorial Hellkite, just, okay, so you've... Yeah, sorry, he just kind of went off in one direction, sort of randomly there.
That was neat.
Okay.
Okay, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, just sort of, fill us in on a little bit about what it is you do when it comes to the game of Magic.
Great question. I'm glad you asked. I think that...
I just, okay, again, it seems like he was distracted and sort of randomly, I don't know if you can call that an attack. Okay, that was more of an attack, but it seems like he was just sort of running. Here he is. Okay,
I'm back. Just the two of us now.
There's just 2 people here. It's just the 2 of us. Really, there are minimal distractions. I mean, we are outside and everything, but it's anyway. So you when you get into combat, what is it you like to do?
Yeah. So first thing I like to.
Territorial Hellkite. Sorry, what's happening? You've just fallen asleep.
Oh, yeah. Where am I?
You're on Earth Plane. You're being interviewed by Andy Hull from Commanders Brew.
Have I been here before?
I mean, well, not before today.
Okay, not before today. That's okay then. That's okay. Okay.
We're looking at things earlier, and then it seemed like when you looked at, you'd already seen everything. You just kind of fell asleep there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Puzzling.
I'm a puzzle.
Okay. Well, I mean, the 4 mana was spent. You're here. You're falling asleep. You're obviously red. Are you black as well?
No, just red. I'm just wearing a black shirt to contrast my red tie.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, you know what? Territorial Hellkite, it was really great talking with you. Hopefully, your run in Commander will be great, and people will run you in all kinds of decks.
Thank you. I can't wait to be territorial everywhere and go to the bathroom everywhere.
Back to you, Andy and Sean.
And now the weather. For those of you...
Sorry. Actually, this just in. We have another preview card.
Okay, yes, this is good. Fortunately, we have our field team there ready to interview this other second dragon spoiler card. Over to you, Sean, in the field.
Thank you, Sean. This is Sean Tabaris in the field, looking ahead for the
Scalelord Reckoner.
Think I see him approaching now.
Yeah, you do.
I gotta say, that's a mighty fine helmet you have on.
Thanks. I really appreciate that. It houses my AI. It also protects the old noggin. You know what I mean?
Well, you have 4 toughness. How much protection does that helmet account for?
Well, I mean, it does the job, for most things. Of course, I still have to be agile out there, when people are coming at me and targeting me and stuff. I don't like that.
Yes, I understand you do not like when people target you. That is a faux pas for you.
Oh, that's absolutely right, Sean. If people are going to target me, or any of my friends out there, I'll tell you what, I'll just blow something up that they own. Because if you're even going to look in my direction, I'm going to say, hey, that fun artifact you got over there that you found, that weird boots, those boots you're wearing, for example, forget about it. They're gone.
Okay, now I have looked at you already. And when you say my fun toys, you don't mean my camera, do you? This is how we do our interviews.
I mean, technically that camera is targeting me, so I'm thinking about blowing it up pretty good.
Please don't.
Well, we'll see about that. You know what? I'll just ask Cortana. I'll check it out. I'll say, it's here.
Cortana, right. I know why this looks so familiar. Are you Master Chief?
Yeah, I'm John. John Master Chief. John Chief.
John Chief. I've played all of your games. I think they're great. I'm a huge fan of yours. Red versus blue, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long haul out here, crushing the flood, taking care of the Covenant. Just exploring strange new worlds, seeking out new life and new civilizations.
Great. It's interesting that you're on a magic card now. This is sort of a magic. You look like you're on a magic card.
Well, I've always fancied myself a bit of a dragon, so this sort of makes sense in a lot of ways,
Great. And I'm excited we use Cortana now on our technological devices. Can we look forward to our devices going insane and trying to kill us as well?
I'll tell you, well, if they're on your phones, I mean, that's kind of what she does, right? She's a real spark plug, that one.
She is a real spark plug. Well,
Scalelord Reckoner.
Thank you for stopping by. It's an honor to interview you. Please don't blow up our camera for targeting you.
Okay, well, can't promise anything.
Okay. Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. Scalelord Reckoner, 3 white. Flying. Creature dragon, 4/4. Whenever a dragon you control becomes the target of a spell or ability your opponents control, destroy target non-land permanent that player controls. The justice of dragons demands more than just an eye for an eye.
Well, 2 excellent dragon tribal cards here.
Yeah.
Let's get our thoughts on both of these cards. Sean, why don't you start us off here?
I think
Scalelord Reckoner
has a crazy powerful ability, especially in a dragon tribal deck. Even if your commander is a dragon or if you have a few dragons, the ability to just point at anything and destroy it if they try to target you is pretty huge.
It paints a real target on its back, considering how powerful it is.
But you get one.
You're still going to get a 2-for-1 out of it.
Yeah,
right?
Even if they hit, they would have to wrath the board. That's the way to get around that.
That's the way to really get around it, yeah. But this is a very powerful card. It sort of has the same ability as...
it's got a big glass... Karmic Justice.
Karmic Justice.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it's called, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably showing on the screen right now. Yeah, and which is, of course, a very powerful card, and anytime you can get some redundancy on a great thing like that, I mean, on a creature that is in your tribal deck, that's fantastic.
Yeah, would you run it in a non-dragon deck? Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't think so.
If I had a few, like if my commander was also a dragon, I might consider it. It's extra protection for your commander.
Yeah, you could consider that for sure. Like if it would a 5, if you're just using, say, one of the new 5-color dragons as just a placeholder 5-color commander, you probably don't even care about it that much, though, right?
Yeah, probably not. If you don't intend on casting your commander, then no, this is a useless ability. Yeah.
So it definitely is very much at home in the dragon tribal deck.
Certainly. And obviously, if you do like a Halo tribal, if you want to do...
That's right.
Halo Master Chief deck.
Master Chief is here. He's arrived in Magic.
Yeah, finally.
He's a dragon somehow.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that makes sense. Very powerful warrior, soldier.
But none of those keywords.
None of those.
Not a warrior, not a soldier.
Not actual any of those things, right.
And what about Territorial Hellkite?
Territorial Hellkite is obviously has reminds me of Ruhan as a commander, right?
Sure.
And I think you'd put that in one of those chaotic Ruhan style decks, or even just a chaos deck in general, just because of the random nature of it. I think it's a very fun card. I think it's a card that gets the game moving because people have to respond to it. It's a 4-mana 6/5 with trample and flying.
Yeah.
It's coming at someone.
Is it trample and flying or haste and flying?
Oh, Yeah.
I think it's haste and flying.
Yeah, I think
Let's
it is
double
haste
check
and
that.
flying. Yeah.
It's new to us.
Well, it's
new
right
to
on
everybody.
it's flying and haste. Sorry, not trample.
So
but that even more so, right? Like the turn it comes down, it's going at someone.
someone's got to get hit for 6 the turn it comes in.
And how you you're not going to have anything to stand up to that on turn 4.
I doubt it.
You're ramping.
I doubt
those are
it.
your ramp turns.
Yeah, and then this threat stays on the battlefield attacking a new player every turn. So after a couple of combats, if you're the only player it hasn't attacked yet, although I guess because of the way it's worded, it could go back and forth between two people.
It'll just go back and forth between two people in a 3-person game, for example.
But in a 4-person game, it doesn't necessarily hit the one person who hasn't been hit. It just has to hit someone who hasn't been hit last turn.
That's right.
So you could get lucky and just avoid being hit by this thing a bunch.
You certainly could. Vial Smasher also has that random element to it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
this
yeah.
is a fun card to put in that. Obviously, this it doesn't synergize exactly with dragons.
Not
You know what I mean?
necessarily.
Yeah, there's no tribal synergy other than that it is itself a dragon. But I think this is a fun one to include in those decks. And especially if you're like a 3-color dragon, I think you put this guy in there for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of those dragons that do support the tribe have effects like for each dragon that is attacking. So
Yes.
this is one they won't see coming. You're going to drop
Absolutely.
something else, add the Territorial Hellkite, and add an additional dragon to the attacking team for only 4 mana. This is a very cheap creature.
It's pretty good early game. It's pretty good late game. Of course, it gets not so good 1v1. When you're down to heads up, commander, this guy will only be attacking every other turn.
Yes, but hopefully it's because of this Hellkite that you got to the heads up in the first place.
Exactly.
So
And
no
hopefully
problem.
you're ahead in life totals by that point and it doesn't essentially matter. And then you can just pretend it's exerted.
Just pretend it's exerted.
Pretend it's an exert creature that doesn't really get any benefit
Yeah, right?
at that point.
And you have no choice but to exert it.
But those are those are our previews.
Wow.
Day of the Dragons is today. We're here with the dragon.
Yep.
This was great. This was amazing.
What a crazy to get our first spoiler be a couple of bomb dragons. 2 of them. Very excited. Very excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to Blake Rasmussen at Wizards for getting us those cards. And wow, just thanks to everybody for making it possible.
Yeah, great. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
On Brews News.
If you want to contact us, I'm at Sean Tabaris.
And I'm at Andy Holbone.
Send us an email at commandersbrew@gmail.com.
You can find out when we go live on Twitch if you follow us at twitch.tv.
And if you care to support us on Patreon, check us out at patreon.com.
And you can find our deck list on tappedout.net.
And if we forgot anything, commandersbrew.com.